Would you believe that the world's richest country isn't the one you're probably thinking of? Now, that's a thought to ponder upon, isn't it? When we think of wealth, countries like the United States or China might instantly pop into our minds. These nations indeed are economic powerhouses. They are the titans of industry, technology, and commerce, but surprisingly, when we talk about wealth per capita, a different landscape emerges. Drum roll, please. Let me introduce you to the world's richest country per capita, Qatar. Yes, you heard it right. This small yet mighty nation nestled in the Middle East is the real heavyweight champion in the wealth ring. Quite a surprise, isn't it? Now you might be wondering, how did Qatar, a country roughly the size of Connecticut, manage to leapfrog past economic giants? The answer lies beneath its surface, literally. Qatar's extraordinary wealth primarily stems from its abundant natural gas and oil reserves. This tiny nation is sitting atop the third largest natural gas reserves in the world, and it's this black gold that's fueling Qatar's astonishing prosperity. In contrast, let's take a step back and look at the perceived richest countries such as the United States and China. Yes, they are wealthy, but their large populations dilute their per capita wealth. Wealth per capita is a crucial metric, as it tells us how much economic output each person would get if all the wealth were distributed evenly. In the case of these populous countries, the wealth pie needs to be sliced into many more pieces, reducing the size of each individual slice. So the next time you think about the world's richest countries, remember it's not just about the total wealth, but how it's distributed. It's about the size of the slice each person gets from the wealth pie. It's about the per capita wealth, and as we've unveiled today, Qatar stands as the world's richest country when viewed through this lens. Now that we've unveiled the world's richest country per capita, let's dive into the disparity of wealth around the globe. Our world is a tapestry of nations, each with their own unique economic story. However, a common thread that weaves its way through all of them is the wide gap between the wealthy and the less fortunate. This wealth disparity is not just a national issue, it's a global phenomenon that's been widening over the years. Picture this: a mere 1% of the world's population owns more than twice as much wealth as 6.9 billion people. That's almost the entire population of the planet. It's a staggering statistic that brings the sheer scale of global wealth disparity into sharp focus. The richest countries, often awash with natural resources or possessing a robust economy, amass wealth at an exponential rate. Meanwhile, the poorest nations, grappling with issues like political instability, lack of infrastructure, or limited access to education and opportunities, struggle to break free from the cycle of poverty. But it's not just about the disparity between nations. Even within the wealthiest countries, there's a significant divide. The wealthy continue to amass riches, while the less fortunate often find themselves stuck in a cycle of poverty, unable to make significant economic progress despite their best efforts. This disparity is further exacerbated by factors such as systemic inequality, lack of access to quality education and healthcare, and unequal distribution of opportunities. It's a complex issue that doesn't just impact the individuals trapped in this cycle, but the overall health and stability of societies and economies. However, it's important to remember that wealth isn't just about the accumulation of money or resources. It's about access to opportunities, to education, to healthcare, to a decent quality of life. And in this context, the disparity becomes even more glaring. Wealth is not just about how much a country has, but who has access to it. The disparity is real and it's vast. It's easy to get lost in the numbers, but what does this wealth disparity mean for us and our world? When we delve into the intricacies of wealth disparity, we find ourselves in the midst of a complex web that impacts every aspect of our lives. It's not just about the size of the bank accounts or the price tags on luxury items. It's about the opportunities that wealth can provide and the doors it can open. Consider quality of life. Wealthier nations often have access to better healthcare, education, and social services. These factors can significantly improve a person's lifespan and their overall well-being. But in countries lacking wealth, these resources are scarce, causing a ripple effect of hardships that can span generations. Now, let's think about education and advancement. In wealthier societies, individuals have the opportunity to pursue higher education, to innovate, to create. But for those in less affluent nations, this isn't always a possibility. The potential for growth and innovation is stifled, not for lack of talent or ambition, but for lack of resources. And then there's political power. Wealth often equates to influence, shaping the policies and decisions that affect us all. But when wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, the majority are left voiceless, their needs and concerns often overlooked. Wealth disparity is more than just numbers on a page, it's a reality that affects billions of people every day. So we've talked about the problem, but what can we do about it? The solution to wealth disparity might seem complex, but it begins with simple steps that each of us can take. One of the most effective ways we can contribute is through fair trade. By choosing products that are ethically sourced and purchased at a fair price, we can help ensure that producers in developing countries get a fair shake. This is not just about buying coffee or chocolate. It's about making conscious choices in all aspects of our consumption. Then, there's ethical consumption, another powerful tool in our arsenal. By choosing products that are not only fair trade, but also environmentally friendly and socially responsible, we contribute to a more sustainable and equitable world. This might mean choosing a local artisan over a multinational corporation, or opting for a product that is made with sustainable materials. In addition to these individual actions, we can also support policies that promote income equality. This could mean advocating for higher minimum wages, better labor laws, or more progressive taxation. And let's not forget about education. By learning about these issues and sharing our knowledge with others, we can inspire more people to take action. So, you see, addressing wealth disparity isn't about grand gestures. It's about making small, everyday choices that, collectively, can have a big impact. Change starts with us. By understanding the problem and taking small steps to address it, we can make a difference.